All right, guys, welcome back to another one. I am doing something today that I have been nervous about pulling the trigger on for a long time, and today is finally the day that we're making it happen. So it's mid-February right now. We've been ice fishing like crazy, but last night I went and picked up my boat from storage. I got it attached to the truck right now, and we're doing something super cool. So maybe this is something you've been considering doing too. So I want to bring you along for the ride, show you exactly how this all goes down, but super excited to share this experience with you. We are at a very cool place. I made the drive this morning up to Clearwater, Minnesota, and we are at the one and only Aft-Tek. All right, so these guys are super busy, just kind of waiting in line here. They're getting a bunch of boats into the shop today, but I have not posted a lot about my boat. I know I've posted a few videos, but this boat right here is a 1997 Ranger 690 VS. Super cool boat. This is literally like my dream boat. Took me a long time to be able to get my hands on one, and very, very stoked that I have this. But it does have some things. It is an old boat, but it's got some things I've wanted to change about it. And that's one of the things these guys specialize in right here, is kind of making boat dreams a reality. So we are going to scheme something up with them, and I want to show you exactly how that process looks, what it costs, all that stuff. So this is my pride and joy right here, and we're gonna, fingers crossed, make it even better. All right, we got her unhooked. We're about to meet up with the guys now and talk about exactly what we're planning on doing with this thing. All right, this is gonna be a super fun process. I got the boat in the shop here. These boys are gonna take good care of my baby. And this is probably going to be a lot faster process than I'm guessing you're expecting it to be. So this is going to go really, really quick, but Nathan's my boy right here. He's going to take real good care of her, right? Absolutely. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to break down the whole process and how this works as we go along. But what do you think? Probably under 2 weeks, we'll have this whole thing wrapped up. Incredible what they're about to do to this thing. So stick with it. This is going to be really fun. Basically, from the moment I dropped it off, Nathan and his team went to work right away. They dug in and just started designing and came up with some really good ideas. I basically gave them the green light to kind of throw some ideas my way. I knew I wanted this boat to be even more functional than it is now and be really good for doing on-the-water catching cooks, as well as being super good for fishing. So they have some really cool equipment there. They can really dial things in. So they got to work on that. We traded some emails on some designs back and forth along the way, picked some colors of aqua traction, which they have a ton of different ones you can choose from. I went with the charcoal and black. Then we were just down to creating the design on the floor, which we landed on this one, which is a teak pattern with some cool logos in it. But overall, I was super happy with how everything went. I was super stoked to see it coming together in emails and everything, but getting to watch it kind of all happen on Instagram stories was really cool too.
All hands on deck on Mr. Ryan Pinkalla's 690. So we just had a 690 in here not too long ago. It's kind of a different layout. So this is the newer version of this boat. The newer version has this extra cooler, and then it has some battery storage there. So we're getting everything gutted out right now. As you can see, carpet wrapped all up along the edges, all up along the edges of the cockpit. So the guys have been scrubbing pretty much all day to get this thing ready for new lids and a lot of custom stuff. Alright guys, to end the day, all the hatches are installed. They all turned out amazing. We had to order up some more resin to get this all fiberglassed in. Once this gets fiberglassed in, Bo will come back and scan everything. I just got done catting up the front deck extension and the rear deck box / extension. Once we will start cutting those out tomorrow morning, and then we'll get all those assembled, put in the boat, and then see how it all fits. Alright, so we got the front deck done. We have two flip hatches that'll flip this way and this way. and then we're going to add in some straps. So this whole assembly is completely removable. So this fits really well. We have a front plate and then we have a middle support brace. So once we get aqua traction laid inside the cockpit here, it'll be all flushed out and it'll be perfect. The back deck here, we built the box. You can kind of see it's a little low on one side just with how uneven the floor is. When we get aqua traction in there, it'll jack the cockpit up about 1/4 inch. And so now he has a flip hatch here that he can just flip over like that, and then he can do his catch and cook stuff right here and here. Super, super convenient, super nice, and it fits perfectly. So the guys are going to get this boat cleaned up, and then we will start manufacturing everything.
Getting all these updates along the way was super fun. I was really excited to see the final product. So luckily, they kind of kept me waiting a little bit, so it made the moment even more exciting. All right, guys, I just pulled up to Aft-Tek, and today is the day I am picking up the boat. Everything is dialed in and done, so I'm super excited to finally see it in person. I've only been seeing kind of some Instagram stories and stuff and just chatting with Nathan about it a little bit, but I'm super pumped to get in there and check it out, get my hands on this thing. Let's freaking go check it out. We're here at the one and only Aft-Tek. How do you boys feel like this one turned out?
That was pretty good. Really good.
Top 5?
I'd say so, for sure.
Yeah, it's a 101.
This is a 101, especially this big behemoth back here.
Oh yeah. These boys put in a ton of work on this thing. I'm super pumped that they were the ones to deal with this because there's zero chance I was gonna be able to do this on my own. But they crushed it. I'm gonna give you guys kind of a full walkthrough on everything that we did. But this is unbelievable. I'm sure you've seen Ranger 690s before, but I guarantee you have not seen one quite like this. So thank you guys so much. You guys absolutely murdered this. Absolutely. Thank you for all your hard work. And Mav, that one's yours, buddy. All right, I'm gonna bring you guys back to my house. We're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna break down everything. I'm gonna show you exactly what this costs and everything. And maybe this is something you're considering doing too. All right, guys, I did not get into much to say at the shop there, but like any extreme kind of like makeover show, I was like in disbelief, couldn't believe how good it looked. The things that they thought of and the attention to detail was just out of control. These guys at Aft-Tek are super talented, and wow, blown away. Like I said, when I dropped it off, I was a little nervous, but also excited, and I have no idea what I was nervous about because these guys absolutely crushed it. So I'm going to give you guys a little tour of the rig right now, and let's check it out. All right, guys, like I said before, this is a 1997 Ranger 690 VS. By no means a new boat at all, but I'm gonna tell you right now, this thing looks brand spanking new, okay? So we went all kinds of custom build out stuff, plus the aqua traction flooring. It looks absolutely incredible. I'm gonna get inside here. I think I'll throw the chesty on just so you can kind of get a look at everything while I'm going through it, but literally took my dream boat and made it even more than I could have ever hoped for. This thing is absolutely sick. And wow, shout out to the guys at Aft-Tek. Unbelievable what they can do. Wow. All right, I'm just gonna climb in. We'll start, I guess, up at the front. And holy smokes. As you can see, all kinds of new stuff in here, but what I want to point out first is this dash panel. So there was an original one in here, just factory Ranger one. They came through and made an HDPE one, super durable. I could actually mount a graph on this. They recessed all the switches. This is actually a little dimmer switch for some hull lights that I have on the outside of the boat. But they cleaned all that up, made a nice access panel there so I can get in there and work on wiring and stuff. Obviously all of the electronics, they kind of just left as is. kind of working back here, aqua traction down the gunnels. I had a little yellowing going on the glass on the gunnels anyway, so I just had them cover it up, but it's going to give us a nice spot to step, getting in and out of the boat, setting coolers, all kinds of stuff like that. And then moving back here is one of the coolest things of this whole boat right now. So if you're familiar with the layout of a 690, this is normally open here unless you got the deck extension. I had a wood one that we built to put in there. It did not work super great. I mean, you just had to slide some bins underneath it. Now we got custom built 2 hatch lids here that are actually divided in the middle. So I have 2 full compartments, tons of storage there, and this entire thing is 100% removable. So whether I'm going trolling or I just want to open the boat up for more people, all this comes out super easily. But I'm super stoked with this. And one thing that you'll notice is these latches right here. We replaced every single latch in this whole boat with these awesome stainless locking latches. So every single compartment is all keyed the same. I can lock everything up. And that's going to be a major upgrade from what I had. The ones I had really weren't lockable anymore at all, and most of them were broken. So these stainless ones should last my entire life, I'm pretty confident. So super cool addition to the boat, but super stoked on how this whole front end turned out. Everything else is pretty straightforward. These guys at Aft-Tek, you know, we talked about the rod storage. So in these 690s, 8.5 foot rods fit in there pretty well, but beyond that, it's really a no-go. There is a cooler here that we talked about that they said, you know, hey, we could actually cut this out, make this hatch bigger. They'll literally build storage where storage does not exist in boats, which is super cool. I opted to keep the cooler because of some of the other cool stuff that I'm about to show you right now. All right, moving back here, 690. This is a great big live well in here. Left that the same too. Probably could have made that into more storage, but I like having the big live well for some of the multi-species stuff. And what you'll notice here on the edge, all of the hatch lids in the whole boat, every single one, fully rebuilt out of HDPE. So they took out all the fiberglass ones, rebuilt hatch lids for the entire boat, and they're absolutely rock solid. Put gas pistons in every single one. These are super dialed. I mean, this boat feels and looks brand freaking new. Every compartment is rock solid. I mean, you can stomp on everything in this boat. It does not rattle. It doesn't make really any sound. It's super tight. Seriously, I mean, it's seriously out of control. I don't even know what to say. Like I said, I have been sitting on this for a couple days now, and I literally am just speechless that this is still my same boat. So we did some custom logos in here, some of my brands and stuff. That's, you know, Aft-Tek's logo there. Now let's get into some really cool stuff. So one, they made this little glove box down here. As you can see around the console, there really was no storage here at all, anywhere to put phone, wallet, keys, anything like that. So they made this cool little lockable one here that I can access. And actually, this is movable. So I might install this somewhere, but they made it and said, you know, if you want it in a specific spot, cool. If not, it's fairly heavy, so it should set wherever I put it. So that's pretty cool. But this is the most custom part of the whole boat. So the back deck, again, had made like a plywood one that went in there. It was fairly springy. You had to put tackle boxes under it just to make it work. And this is a major upgrade. So on this side, these guys came in and made this awesome storage compartment in here. So I have all kinds of storage, but as you can see, this side is open underneath. So we'll close that down. Just, you know, basic storage bin really, but this side is super cool. This side will lift up, and now we have access to this whole back corner. And again, this whole thing is removable, so I can take this out if I don't want it in the boat. But the reason I have this wide open is for that right there. And I'm about to show you what this is. Okay, so as part of the kind of consultation at the beginning, I told these guys, hey, I want to set this boat up to do catching cooks. So they said, okay, let's make something cool. This is a really sweet table that actually mounts right on the rail here with just some rubber grippers. And now we got this kick butt cooktop right here that's, you know, open, sits on top of the live well. It's hinged on the bottom. And now we can put our stove on here. I actually have a mount to put a Traeger right there, which was not an Aft-Tek add-on, but had that before, but it's gonna work perfect with this. So we totally have this back set up to do catch and cooks right on the boat right here, which I'm really looking forward to. And it stores away underneath. And if I don't want it in there, I can just take it out. But super cool little add-on here. And these guys made everything out of HTP. They put my logo on there. Super cool. But yeah, I honestly can't believe that this is a Ranger 690, let alone a 1997. So like I said, if you have a boat like this, I swear this is like, you should do this. If you even have a soft spot in your floor, actually right underneath this compartment right here, I had a pretty big soft spot there. I talked to Nathan there. They do all of that work in-house too, unless it's a huge job that they need to refiberglass a big area. But they cut out the floor, put in like a HDP panel in there, fiberglassed it all in, and it turned out incredible. It's rock solid. And I can't say it enough times, but I seriously feel like I'm sitting in a brand new boat. So yeah, this is it. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I want to show you everything. I did have them install some rod buckles, something that these old boats don't have. Had them put one on each side here. Super cool. So that's going to give me some awesome rod storage and kind of tie downs along the sides that I didn't have before. Super nice. These can be installed, I think, on just about any old glass boat like this, just to give you some more rod storage. But holy cow, talk about a custom rig. Seriously, when I talked to the guys at the shop, they said this is truly a one-of-one boat. They haven't built one like this before. You know, they do this aqua traction flooring all the time and make new compartments, but to make this catch and cook back deck, the extra table, some cool additions up here, definitely a super complex build that they knocked out of the park, and it basically took a week. So, you know, right now it's February. I mean, you can still see we got snow on the ground, but even if you were doing this during fishing season, I mean, you could drop it off Monday before you go to work and have it probably Friday or potentially Monday the next week. So that's out of control what they're able to do. Even the little stuff like this, there was a flasher unit here that had an old cover on it I didn't really like. They made a cool custom Aft-Tek one to throw on there. It's like every little thing they've thought of. Like I said, that dash panel was such a cool addition, and looking forward to having all this protection on my gunnels now. But unreal. Well, sitting here at the console, it's pretty amazing to think that this boat even looked like it did before. It's truly a major upgrade, something that since the day I bought this boat, I thought maybe someday I would do. And I've finally pulled the trigger on it. I can honestly say, if this is something you have considered at all, even if it's just a flooring replace and you're not going to add all the custom stuff, do it. I mean, as somebody that, like I said, has been thinking about this and trying to figure out what it might all cost and all that stuff, having gone through the process, and Nathan and the guys at Aft-Tek make it so simple, very stress-free. So like, I was super nervous. I mean, I love this boat. I loved everything about it. There were some small things that were kind of inconveniences, but it was still a fishing boat. But now it is like my absolute dream boat. I seriously cannot thank those guys enough for everything they did here and walking me through the process to make sure I was cool with everything we talked about, through the design of all of this stuff and every little piece of trim and everything. Okay, so these guys work on Rangers of all vintages, pretty much any boat, aluminum, fiberglass, no matter what brand it is. But they're starting with Rangers rolling out these DIY kits this year, which is going to be a really cool addition for them. So I had this installed at Clearwater at their shop, but what they want to be able to do is basically give this option to anyone. As long as you're a little bit handy, you can probably tackle this yourself. They would go through and make all of the hatch lids custom to your boat, along with the flooring design however you want, different colors. Like, I got some cool logos on here and stuff, but they do rulers, little fish emblems, stuff like that. They have like endless opportunity for customization on their stuff, but they're going to provide those to people at a much less cost, just to install them yourself. So you can get all the pieces. This is probably something you could knock out in a weekend or so with a few buddies and do it in your garage and be ready for the season with a pretty much brand spanking new rig. Something to consider, but let's break down the pricing and let you know kind of what some of these features cost, and maybe this is something you might be able to fit into your boat build. Like I said before, I've been kicking this idea around for a while before finally pulling the trigger on it. So I just wanted to give you guys kind of a rundown of what this kind of thing would cost, because that was something that kind of held me up for a really long time, because I just never really knew what the options would be. and what something like this might actually total out to be. So I'll give you a couple figures here, but if you're looking for a legit quote, obviously contact Aft-Tek, and they'll get you dialed in for whatever your specific boat is and whatever custom stuff you're trying to do. But they have a price sheet that essentially lays out what the basic replacing the flooring and hatch lids would be, so getting aqua traction and everything and all HDPE lids. They do HDPE and fiberglass. I think the fiberglass ones are a little bit more expensive, but for what I did, a Ranger 690 of this year, 1997, their DIY kit was starting at $4,007.50. So that would be if you were just going to do the install yourself. Obviously, there's a lot of work that goes into gutting out the boat and prepping it for that stuff to go in and getting it scanned up. But if you have it installed there, their pricing sheet shows $7,932.50. Is basically getting the full boat redone with hatch lids and flooring and all that business. I went through and obviously had a lot of customization built into this one, which added up, like getting all the new compartments made, getting new latches and everything, and some of the little features here and there along the whole thing. I just figured if I'm in it this far, I might as well have them really get this thing dialed in, considering that a new boat set up similar to this might be somewhere in that $50,000-$80,000 range, which is not something that I was looking to do. So I wanted to take my existing boat and just make it as sweet as I literally could possibly make it, and that's exactly what happened. So the total bill on the full boat was $15,301, and I couldn't be more pumped with how it turned out. This is definitely an investment, but I think this is a boat that I'm going to be able to keep for a super long time, and I'm going to be super pumped with the whole setup. I don't think I could go and buy a boat that's dialed in for exactly what I wanted to do, and having this one custom built was, I think, the best option in my mind, especially since a lot of these old Rangers you can find for a pretty low amount of money, especially ones that need some work or flooring. Well, I hope this gives you a pretty good idea of how a build going through Aft-Tek would work. I was blown away at how fast they turn these projects around. So if you're looking to do something like this, definitely use that discount code PINK10. Save yourself 10% on your whole build, which on a project like this ends up being quite a bit of money. And if this is something you've been considering, highly recommend it. Like I said, I was on the fence for a long time too, but so happy I went through and did all this work, and can't wait to see all the epic adventures that this boat ends up being the platform for. If you have any questions at all, drop them in the comments down below this video. I'll make sure I answer anything that I'm able to. And make sure you go check out Aft-Tek. They have awesome social media pages. They post about all the different boats they're working on all the time, and it's cool to see the different customization people come up with.